Good morning, students. Today we are going to study in detail the fifth point of observations on tragedy after origins on tragedy by Aristotle. Initially, we have discussed the 4 points of observations on tragedy by Aristotle, and they were origin number 1, number 2 characteristics of tragedy, number 3 its constituent parts, number 4 structure of the plot, and today we are going to study simple and complex plot. The fifth point, the last but one, because the sixth one is tragic hero. Today we are going to study simple and complex plot, which is one of the important and serious part of the observation on tragedies 1 by Aristotle. Dear students, after the fourth one, we will come to know what is meant by simple and complex plot, because that part also essential part of the tragedy, because all these parts make the tragedy more effective, essential, important, and so on. So, simple and complex plot, one thing. So, when we discuss or when we go through any tragedy or any play in general and the tragedy in particular, we will come to know that every tragedy has either the simple plot or the complex plot. Simple plot means there is no any confusion, there are no any up and downs, there are not a more use of, we can say, the terms like play within play, stream of consciousness technique, soliloquies, dramatic monologue, and so on. So, today we will focus on the simple and complex plot, one of the part of the tragedy according to the Aristotle. Simple and complex plot. 1. According to Aristotle, plot is of two types: simple plot complex plot. Simple means simplicity of the plot. One can easily understand its whole themes, issues, or in short, we can say the story without any confusion, puzzlings, doubt, and so on. Complex plot means the serious plot, the mixture of many things altogether. So, the audience, readers get confused to collect in mind the whole plot in a one sitting or in one meeting. So, these are of two types. About this simple plot, you might have heard that it is very clear, no confusion and nothing. While complex plot, which is little bit confusion, serious, it highlights on the two aspects. One is the peripeteia and another is the anagnosis. Peripeteia and the another is anagnosis. These two frequently occur in the complex plot, and these two are very important in the complex plot because they make the complex plot very, we can say, when we see the complex plot, everybody get confused, everyone is very serious about the happenings, what will happen and when it will happen. At that time, these two terms, peripeteia and anagnosis, are very important in the complex plot. One thing, peripeteia means reversal of the situation. We can simply say peripeteia means, according to Aristotle, reversal of situation. Reversal of situation means the fall from the grace, means the protagonist journey from, we can say, good fortune to bad, or from prosperity to adversity, from everything to nothingness, or from something to nothing. So, this is the reversal of the situation from high position to the lower one. And quite contrast to it, that is the anagnosis, it means discovery. When we think about the anagnosis, it means the discovery, or we can simply say it is also means the identity of someone. Discovery, or we can say the identity of someone, where he is. In short, these two terms make the plot of the tragedy very ideal, that here Aristotle want to say. Now, we will see one by one. First, we will see peripeteia and then is the anagnosis. These two are called the terms that makes the plot more ideal and also more complex, and it throughout the end of the tragedy, it engages the audience, learners towards the end, towards the, we can say, solve the mystery. So, these are the very interesting and scholarly terms. First, peripeteia. In short, we will discuss these two terms. According to Aristotle, this peripeteia, in short, is a Greek reversal. Reversal means the backward journey from the ideal path, or we can simply say it as also a turning point of the hero's life in the story or in the actual life. It highlights on the reversal or the turning point of the tragic hero life one, and it also means the protagonist's journey from, we can simply say, good to bad. It highlights protagonist means, we can simply say, tragic hero's reverse journey according to Greek terminology. It is also, we can say, a change of character. Change of, we can also say a change of character, and also we can say the finest form of discovery. It is also mean a finest form of discovery of the character. Peripeteia also mean, we will also say it is there when the hero makes a plan in his life. For example, we can say how it is called a discovery or reverse. We can simply say to kill an enemy and find it his kinsman, means the close man. So he comes to know that what he had done, that is the discovery one thing. We can also say that a deed done in blindness defeating its own purpose. We can also say a deed means when we, without any knowledge of that thing, we do the action, that what it does, it defeats us, means totally destroys us. So peripeteia also focus on the deed, a deed done in blindness totally defeats our own purpose. This is also a little bit about the peripeteia. Means in short, this term, because when one is on the high position and he falls on the ground, at that time we will come to know that his tragedy occurred, and such step by step reverse, it makes the audience very serious and also curious. After this peripeteia, we will also highlight little about the anagnosis. It is also the important part of the simple and complex plot. Anagnosis. Anagnosis also talks about the discovery of all these false moles taken in ignorance. It is about tragic heroes, we can simply say discovery, means we can say the self identity where he is, what he has lost, and how he became or how he came to this situation, that is also mean the discovery of the self, and which talks about the movements. It talks about the movements done in ignorance or innocence, and it also talks about the change from ignorance to knowledge. Here the discovery means we simply say the self identity, or we can say the knowledge. And here the protagonist in anagnosis, we simply say here occurs the change in his life. Change means from ignorance to knowledge, he becomes the knowledge. A journey from ignorance to knowledge in the life of the protagonist. These, according to Aristotle, it means the hero's awareness from the innocence to the experience, and whatever he did, whatever he has done, the motives like the duties like revenge, the duties like jealous, duties like his innocence, he loses everything, and finally he come to know his discovery after a lot of experiences, after a lot of punishments, troubles, he comes to the knowledge. That brings the change in the life of heroes. It also we can say the discovery of one's own identity. We can simply say discovery of one's own identity. A discovery of one's own identity, or we can say identity of a identity of a true character. Again, for example, we here in this case we have many examples. We have seen that you take the example of King Lear. This is the well-known tragedy written by William Shakespeare. Already I told you while studying Julius Caesar. King Lear has divided his property. Instead divided into 3 daughters equally, he divides into the 2 daughters because the third doesn't behave how he wants or expects. So he divides his kingdom into the 2 daughters, and in the course of time the 2 daughters has possessed everything of father, and they have dispelled him, expelled him, thrown out or thrown away from his everything. So finally he became a beggar, and it means that a discovery of one's own identity, a true character. How he became a beggar? Because he learned a lot from their daughter, because he has believed on his own daughters and they have deceived him once they got the property. and he once was a king. King Lear, well-known king, experienced one but finally lost everything, and now he got the knowledge of nothingness, and he lost everything and become a beggar. It means that the moment's ignorance, innocence makes him to take the decision, and finally he loses everything. He got the self-discovery or his true character after lot of losses. One thing. Here you can also take the example of Hamlet, who was also on the high level, a prince of Denmark, who also got the knowledge of the world, that for the sake of wealth, material power, position of the king, his own uncle has killed his own father for the sake of his wisdom, and he not only get married but he has also killed his own brother, married his own mother, and becomes the king. When in the form of ghost, when Hamlet's father awares him the whole happenings, he gets shocked, and he now came to know the reality of his own discovery of his own character, and from innocence he travels toward the experience, but finally in the process of revenge he falls from the high to the low, and he lost everything and finally loses his own life. So the King Lear, Hamlet, and there are so many references like Othello, we have Julius Caesar, and so on. But the Anagnorisis and Peripedia please the audience. We can say the Peripedia and Anagnorisis, according to Aristotle, these two please the audience. Audience take interest in the plot, movement, and the progress, and it also because there is the element of surprise in them. It makes the audience surprised by its overall involvement. So, in short, simple plot doesn't give any, we can say, the pleasant atmosphere or the surprise, while these peripetia and anagnorisis in the complex plot makes surprise to the readers and gives a lot, and it engages them from the beginning to the end, so they are totally linked with the plot, linked with the screen, and linked with the movement. So, my dear students, this simple and complex plot is also very useful part of the tragedy according to Aristotle, which he very well mentions in Observations on Tragedy in the Poetics. So, in short, with this, I stop here. In the upcoming class, we will discuss the last 6 point, that is the tragic hero. Thank you very much.